Rome wasn't destroyed in a single day. It collapsed slowly while its citizens believed everything was still normal. The streets were crowded, the empire looked powerful, the rich kept getting richer, and the government kept printing more money to delay the pain. Sound familiar? Because today, America may be following the exact same path. Not through invasion, not through war, but through debt, inflation, and decline. At its peak, Rome controlled nearly the entire known world. Its military was feared everywhere. Its roads connected continents. Its currency dominated trade, and its leaders believed the empire would last forever. To ordinary Romans, collapse seemed impossible. Rome looked too big to fail. That's exactly how many people see America today. The United States has the world's strongest military, the global reserve currency, enormous political influence, and the largest financial system on Earth. American companies shape global culture. The dollar controls international trade. And for decades, the US economy appeared unstoppable. But history has a pattern. The stronger an empire becomes, the harder it is to imagine its decline. And that's usually when decline begins, because empires rarely collapse from one single event. They weaken slowly from inside, financially, politically, socially, and psychologically. At first, the signs are almost invisible. Then one day, everyone realizes the golden age is already gone. Rome's greatest problem wasn't invasion, it was spending. The empire became extremely expensive to maintain. Wars required constant funding. Massive armies needed salaries. Public entertainment cost money. Infrastructure demanded endless resources. And eventually, Rome ran out of real wealth. So emperors found another solution. They began reducing the silver content inside Roman coins. At first, nobody noticed. The coins looked identical, but secretly, each coin contained less real value than before. This allowed Rome to create more money faster, but there was a consequence. Prices began rising. Trust in the currency weakened, and ordinary citizens slowly became poorer. This is one of the oldest economic tricks in history. When governments can't solve the problem, they dilute the money. Now look at modern America. Whenever the economy struggles, trillions of dollars can suddenly appear. During crises, governments print enormous amounts of money to stabilize the system. And while this may temporarily prevent collapse, it creates another problem: inflation. The value of money slowly erodes. At first, it feels manageable. Then, suddenly, groceries become expensive. Rent explodes. Homes feel impossible to buy, and savings lose purchasing power. Your paycheck may increase slightly, but not fast enough. Most people aren't becoming richer. They're simply trying to survive inflation. And just like Rome, the people closest to the system benefit the most. Asset owners get richer. The wealthy buy stocks, land, and businesses. Meanwhile, ordinary workers fall behind. The currency survives, but the middle class weakens. One of the biggest warning signs before Rome's decline was the collapse of economic balance. Wealth became concentrated among elites. Powerful families controlled enormous amounts of land and influence. Meanwhile, ordinary citizens struggled more each year. Taxes increased, opportunities declined, and many people became dependent on state support just to survive. The gap between the rich and poor grew wider and wider. Sound familiar? Today, millions of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Young people work harder than previous generations, yet still struggle to afford homes, education, or stability. Debt has become normal. Student debt, credit card debt, car payments, mortgages. Modern life increasingly runs on borrowed money. And while ordinary people struggle, the wealthiest individuals continue accumulating record amounts of wealth. The rich don't suffer inflation the same way. They own the assets that rise with inflation. Stocks rise, real estate rises, businesses raise prices, but workers absorb the pressure. This creates frustration because people begin feeling something dangerous. The system no longer rewards effort fairly. And once enough citizens stop believing hard work leads to a better future, society begins losing stability. That's exactly what happened in declining Rome. The social contract weakens, trust disappears, and people begin emotionally disconnecting from the empire itself. Rome understood something powerful. Distracted citizens are easier to control. Public entertainment became central to Roman society. Gladiator games, massive spectacles, constant distractions. The famous phrase, bread and circuses, described a strategy. Keep people entertained enough that they stop focusing on deeper problems. Now think about modern society. Infinite scrolling, 24/7 entertainment, endless outrage, constant distraction. People consume information every second, but understand less and less about the systems shaping their lives. Most citizens are too exhausted to think deeply. They work, consume content, pay bills, sleep, then repeat the cycle. And while society stays distracted, debt grows larger, trust weakens, and inequality expands quietly in the background. Empires don't only decline economically, they decline psychologically. When short-term comfort becomes more important than long-term stability, collapse accelerates. The final stage of imperial decline is psychological. People stop believing tomorrow will be better. Late Rome suffered political instability, corruption, and division. Leadership constantly changed. Citizens lost confidence in institutions. The empire became more fragmented over time. Today, America feels increasingly divided too. Trust in government, media, corporations, and institutions continues falling. Many people no longer feel represented. Others feel hopeless about the future entirely. And when citizens lose belief in the future, they stop investing emotionally in society itself. That's when decline becomes extremely difficult to reverse. Because economies run on confidence, currencies run on confidence, empires run on confidence. And once confidence breaks, everything else follows. America is not Rome. History never repeats perfectly, but it often rhymes. And the similarities are becoming harder to ignore. Endless debt, currency dilution, political division, wealth inequality, social distraction, and declining trust. Rome didn't collapse because people expected it to. It collapsed because most people believed the empire was eternal. That's what makes powerful civilizations vulnerable. The illusion that decline is impossible, because by the time everyone notices the cracks, the foundation may already be broken. Empires rarely collapse from the outside. They collapse from within.